Hello, this is Jim with DC Digital. Today I'm demonstrating a vehicle service center timer network system that it has 8 bays and 8 different timers and 8 different car bays to perform service on for vehicles. And what they wanted to do was be able to pull in each bay's service times for the day, average them out, and be able to see that via a network web page. And we were able to do that here at DC Digital. We customize all of our we can customize all of our displays now with the web page features that you can see anywhere around the world. The display itself is the DC60-T up, and it is has a network card in it that allows it to serve up the web page and be pulled into a server. This is a one of our products also that we manufacture here. It's a server, and it's pulling in the 8 different bays, car service bays, and then being able to present that in a web page type format. I'll show you that here in a minute. Go over to individual components. We have the air switches, or contact closures. When a car runs over the air hose, closes the switch, reset and start on this one. And then when it is done, finished completing service, it runs over that hose and stops the timer. So beginning, you're going to have a reset and start, perform the service on the vehicle. Customer gets to see this display. The technician sees this display. It is very, it's a 6-inch high LED. It's very, has a very wide viewing angle. It's very aware. You can be see it up to 300 feet away. And then the car rolls off the line, or rolls off the service rack, and now the time is being recorded onto the web page, and then refreshing the web page will allow you to see that time. So the supervisor will take a look at, now you can look at the individual timers, which we have set up. Go back to the home page on it. Elapsed time. So as you can see, we have 29 seconds here at the top, and this displays the last 10 times, last 10 service times. And this one is 29 seconds. The one before that was 5 seconds. The one before that was 59, so forth and so on. And then down here at the bottom, we have the average for the day. Over here, we have the time of day, and refreshing the web page always brings up the latest times that have been recorded on the web page. Now, this is the web page that's being served up by the individual timer. And you can have as many timers as you want on your system. Obviously, it's a network, unlimited. But on the specific system, we have 8, and they are brought into this web page also, which you can view. So we're viewing the individual timer. We're going to go to the individual web page for the server. Now, this is the server's web page. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh its web page to show the 29 and the last. So now it shows Bay 1, which is this timer, 29 seconds up here at the top, which is the current elapsed time. And then you have the previous up to 10 service times, and then it will average all those together for the day. At midnight, it resets. So the timers will all reset. They're connected to your server. That has to be set up so that the times are within your time zone, and it can be corrected at midnight. And it just clears out the memory for that timer, ready for the next day. The server, however, just pulls in the web pages from each individual timer, and it just displays those. So your controls, most of your controls, or all your controls, I should say, are within the individual timer itself. To see the actual timer itself, I'm going to go back to, and you have device settings, Okay, and this is where you set up your clock, the time of day, to your IP server, or a IT server, I should say, your time of day, NTP server. And then your clock settings, which is username, password protected. So you would just put in username and password here to access it. And then password. And then you're going to sign in. You're going to be able to, I did something wrong. Okay, save that. So this is where you connect your NTP server to, or actually it to your NTP server. You tell it what server to get the time from. Right now this is getting the time from the NIST Gov. And whether it's 12, 24 hour, whether you're observing daylight savings, and basically getting the NTP server time. And you can set it up whether you want DHCP or you want static. You can do that here too. We're just going to go back to home. Now this is the individual timer itself, okay? This is the web page that it's serving up, which is different, which is not much different, but it is separate from the server, which will pull in all of your timers and give you that web page, which would be this web page. And so if you had more than one here, right now we're just showing 10, or I was showing one bay. We would have multiple bays here. I think this customer has 8 bays. Basically, it is showing you the same thing as the timer itself individually. And then you could set it up also by stating which bay has which IP address or which timer. And you need to set that up so you'll have nicknames in the actual page. And then it has network settings too, where you can use username and password to get into it to set it up for DHCP or static also. But this server here is going to bring in all your bay timers, and this is going to display them all at once, and you can get a culmination of all of them together. Whereas the other web page is just the individual timer. So, and to get that, you need to go to our blog site. I mean, if you don't have the IP setup where you can see the actual address of the timer or of the server, you would go and get IP setup, which is a NetBurner product, and from our blog. And our blog, you just type into the search IP space setup, and it'll bring up the IP setup dot actually the zip file. Download the zip file, unzip it, and then put it on your desktop. And basically what you get is this little envelope that says IP setup, and you just double click it, and then it opens up and it identifies all the network cards from NetBurner on your network. And then you go over to we're going to find the DC digital server, and then you just push launch web page, and it'll bring up the web page for the server. Same for the timer. So again, this is a vehicle service center timer system that it pulls in all the service times for each bay and presents it to whomever wants to see it. Your supervisor in corporate or whatnot can see it, can see all the service bays for a specific location, and gives them total flexibility. The customer can see the time it's taken for his car to be serviced. Technician can see the time. Plenty of awareness there with the 6-inch high LED displays. And it does do hours. I think it just goes up to 10 hours, minutes and seconds. So once you get above 59 minutes, it'll shift over to hours and minutes and give you that time. So again, this is Jim with DC Digital, and showing you this vehicle service timer system, network system. Thank you for watching.